Tonight we are making pork chops and applesauce. We're going to start with our rice in the Instant Pot. We're going to pressure cook that for 3 minutes, and then it's going to steam for 10 minutes after it's been cooked. So we did that. We're going to slice up about a half of a Honeycrisp apple or whatever favorite apple you have. And we're going to slice that up, leave the peel on, core it. Then we are going to take our cast iron pan. Into that we're going to add some butter. We are going to salt and pepper our pork chops. We are going to be using 6 pork chops tonight. And they didn't all fit in one pan, so I had to grab another pan to cook the other one. We're going to have our burners at about a 5 or a 6. Do a 6 and you get a little bit of a char to your pork chop. So we're going to cook these on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes a side, depending on how big your chops are. Then once we've cooked, the rice is now done, so we're going to steam that for 10 minutes. We're going to remove the pork chops from the pan after we've cooked them 4 minutes on each side. We're going to add another 2 tablespoons of butter to the pan, and then we're going to add in our apple slices. You can add a couple more apple slices if you'd like. I did end up adding a little more just because I was doing it in 2 pans. On the back burner here we got our French cut green beans, and we are just letting those thaw a little bit under the cover, and then once those are thawed, we're going to add some butter and garlic to that. We're going to be making like a lemon, pepper, garlic, green bean. So we're going to cook our apples on each side so they're soft, about 5 minutes total. And after the apples have gotten a little soft, we are going to add in about a half a jar of apple butter. You can add more, you can add less. I always do end up going back and adding a couple more scoops more of the apple butter. You may need to turn your burner down a little bit. We are also going to add our chili powder. I did do a little bit of Cajun seasoning and just a little bit of cayenne also. We're going to add about a half a cup of cream. So I did about a 1/3 cup in the big pan and about a 1/4 cup in the little pan. You can just eyeball it. It doesn't need to be a perfect science with the cream. I always go back and add in a little more. Just make it the saucy consistency that you like. Once the apple butter has come to a light boil, we are going to return the pork chops back to the pan, and we are going to cook these for an additional 4 to 6 minutes aside until the meat has been cooked thoroughly. You're going to want to spoon some of the sauce on top of the pork chops while they cook, and you want to make sure to get all the apples off of the bottom of the pan so that they don't burn. You can just pile those up on top of the pork chops as they cook. So I did add some more butter and garlic to our green beans, and those are pretty much done. We're just going to set those on keep warm while we finish our pork chops. The rice is done, so we're going to give that a quick stir and put the lid back on to keep that warm. We are now flipping the pork chops over, and they should look nice and golden brown like this. And keep scooping the sauce on top of the pork chops. You can go back in, add a little more cream if you'd like, add a little more water if you like it a little saucier. And you can use a meat thermometer if you like to do that to check to make sure it's cooked thoroughly. Otherwise, you can just cut into it. As long as it's not like super pink, it should be good. And here I'm just adding a little bit more cream to the pan because I like it nice and saucy. I like to pour the sauce over the rice. And those have cooked thoroughly through. And we are going to just pour the remaining, scoop the remaining sauce on the pork chops with the apples. There we have it, pork chops and applesauce, green beans and rice. Dinner's done!